Hey guys, welcome to this episode. In this one, we are going to talk about 10 things I've learned working in retail. So, I wanted to put this video together because I feel like having different perspectives of the different parts of this journey are super helpful. I've been lucky to work in different segments of the industry. I went to school for TV production and I learned about being behind the cameras, working in production, in equipment, writing, producing. But I've also been lucky to be in front of the camera, being a talent, representing brands and fashion organizations. I started early in my career doing modeling, and then I became a modeling instructor and I worked with models one-on-one. I ran castings, I helped them in commercials. I styled different kinds of productions like music videos and TV shows and fashion shows. And I work one-on-one with the designers. So I've been able to work in different segments, which have given me like a whole view of the industry, which I find very helpful. And in this video, I wanted to share with you what I've learned working in retail, because it's really interesting working with the public one-on-one, right, and listening to them and really connecting with them at that level, because a lot of businesses, right, they're all the way up here in their management positions and they really are disconnected to their customer. And I feel like working in retail gives you that, one-on-one experience that helps not only for marketing and approaching your customer the right way, but also with management and how you're handling things in the business. So I just wanted to share with you 10 things I've learned that I found really helpful, and I hope that they help you too. So the first thing is customer service goes a very long way. So I know this is something that a lot of people talk about, that you always have to provide good customer service and all of that, but really, it really goes a long way if you really provide good customer service, genuine customer service, right? That the customer feels like you care, and that you actually care, right? It can change everything, right? If you really treat people nicely, if you respect them, if you care, if you give genuine opinions, if you learn about their style and you help them, and if you always have a smile, if you're always polite, all those things make all the difference, right? Customers keep coming back to these stores or your brand, right, because of how you treat them. Sometimes it might not even matter that the price point is a little bit higher, but people keep coming back because it's just the way I feel, the way you make me feel, the way that I'm treated, the way that I'm helped with the clothing and the advice and everything makes all the difference. The way that you handle things, the way that you welcome them into your world, in your store, or whether you do this online, it makes all the difference. Okay. The second thing is, yes, the customer is always right, but there needs to be boundaries. Now, this one is a little bit controversial. I don't know if people talk about this, but I feel like this one is really important. Just like you have boundaries in relationships, right? There's rules in businesses, in school, in whatever, right? There needs to be rules in your business too. And customers need to respect that, because if they don't respect that, then you don't need that customer. Okay. Yes, the customer's always right. Yes, you're doing everything for the customer, but the customer needs to respect there's certain rules for the business to run. Okay. Because you cannot sacrifice the business. You cannot sacrifice yourself. You cannot put your business and the people who work in it in danger, right? Because you want to fulfill a customer need. Or, there's customers who they just want to take advantage of things, or they don't respect, or they're just thinking about themselves and not thinking about people. They're just brats, right? So do you want to have that kind of customer? I would say, and a lot of businesses do this. A lot of businesses damage themselves and their brand and their business model because of that, because they just want to give in to all the customer demands. So again, I'm not saying, you have to be there for the customer and you have to provide great service and you have to, yes, do everything in a way that makes them happy. But there needs to be boundaries. There needs to be rules. If whatever the customer is asking, it's not right. It's not it damages the company or the system or anything, the culture or anything in any way, don't do it. There needs to be some boundaries, and every customer that is a good customer knows that there's certain things that you cannot do, certain things that are ridiculous to ask, certain things that are not right, that they're not fair. So my recommendation to you, working with a lot of designers and different businesses, is you do need to have some rules, and you need to respect them, and customers need to respect them too. Okay. The third thing is the right pricing is crucial. So a lot of the times, right, we talk about the customer profile and knowing your customer and all of that. And part of that is knowing their pricing point. Okay. If you're serving a particular target audience, right, and the pricing is not right, you're just wasting your time, because you need your customer to feel like that's the right price point for them. They feel comfortable spending that money. It's in their budget. That would make them feel comfortable in coming again, in buying more things, in taking advantage of the sales, right? Because sometimes I see, especially with small designers who spend a lot of time, a lot of energy, and a lot of money creating certain pieces, and I know that it's expensive, but then they're targeting an audience that don't match that budget, and then they're struggling with sales, right? And then, you don't want to have a product that is super expensive for your customer. You want to have a product that is comfortable for them, that it's normal, so that transaction is effortless. You don't want to sell something to someone that they cannot afford it, right? So or they can just take advantage of a sale, right? So this doesn't mean you have to lower your prices. Maybe you have to just target a different audience, right? It goes both ways. I'm not saying sell expensive or sell low, or I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying make sure that the price matches the audience. That's all I'm saying, right? The pricing has to be right for a customer. If you're selling an item that is expensive, that is for a high, that has a certain luxury feel or whatever, make sure that you're targeting the right people. That's normal. That's what they want. That's the money that they would spend, right? Don't target it to people who feel like, oh my God, I really love this, but I really can't afford it. Like, what's the point of that, right? You're making someone feel uncomfortable. They're not buying the item, and then you're not making any sales. So just make sure that both things are a match, okay? Because that way you're gonna be able to make more sales, okay? The next one is sales always work. Okay, the thing here is you have to do them sparingly. A lot of brands have got used to just having inflated prices and doing sales all the time, and then they're just in this place where nothing really happens, right? Because if the customer knows that they can always get it, then why would they get it at that moment? So if you want to have a surge of sales, right, you have good months with seasons and all of that, you do need to make sales, but you need to do them sparingly, so the customer knows this piece has this value because it is valuable. Okay, this is the cost, this is the price of this item, because that's what it is, right? But if you, this weekend, 24 hours, we're doing this particular sale, you're going to get a great deal. People love grabbing that great deal. But if it's always happening, it's not a great deal. It's a regular deal. It's on a regular basis. So yes, do sales work beautifully, but do them sparingly. Decide to educate your customer on when these sales happen. Maybe you have a seasonal sale, maybe you have a particular weekend of the year you do it, or certain months. I don't know, whatever works for you. But make sure that they know the value of those pieces, right? And that they can get that they're getting a great deal, and create that sense of urgency, because that's what makes the difference, okay? A lot of people are not having success with it because they're always having sales, okay? The next thing is the styling really makes a difference. So styling, merchandising, the way that you put together the outfits, the way that you present it, whether you do this in a store with the mannequins and the way you arrange the merchandise, or the way that you present it on social media, or the way that a particular store presents it, because maybe you have distribution channels and you're selling in different stores. The styling in that place, or the styling that you do, really makes a difference. Sometimes you can have the great piece that is for the perfect customer, but if you don't style it the right way and it doesn't connect with them, they wouldn't even see it. You need to show them the vision, and the vision, you make it happen with the merchandising, with the styling. So if you're not good at styling, learn about it or hire someone that helps you with that, because that could be the thing that makes the whole difference. How many times, you go, let's say you're at the mall, and the way that they put together the windows, right, that they arrange them, it just drags you in. It really makes a difference, right? How you see it on the mannequin, how they put it together, a lot of people don't know how to pair things together, and then they don't buy because they're like, I don't want this item just hanging in my closet, right? And whether, again, if you have a brick and mortar store and you do it right there, right, or you bring a stylist in to help people see how they can put it together, right? You do an event, for example, or you hire someone to do your windows, or you do it for social media, how you put together the outfits, or again, look at how the other stores do it. You have to make sure that the styling is right and that it matches your customer, so it attracts them. Okay, and that makes the sale. Okay, the next one thing is email marketing and text marketing works. Yes, it does. A lot of people say, I don't want to bother my customer with text or with email. Of course, there needs to be a strategy. Of course, you need to think about how what are you going to send and how often you're going to send it and all of that. I would say, again, just to like an overview here, do it sparingly. Also, like, you can do email marketing consistently, right? But you're not going to have the sale or the coupon or whatever it is that you're going to send all the time, because then it's not a great deal, it's a regular deal. Right? But if whenever you do it for the sale in particular, right, you're going to see a surge in sales. So it does work. I've seen it all the time. If you do it the right way, right, if you give value to people, or you leave them alone for a little while and then you do the sale in a particular point, right, it does work. It still works. People think it doesn't work or it's too much. Yes, you can do too much or too little. So again, you just have to have a strategy behind it, but it does work, and it works wonders. Okay. And it works beautifully in retail. Okay, people come in with their text message and their sale, and they know what's on sale, and they're just going after that. And the same with the emails. So it works beautifully. Okay, don't overdo it, don't underdo it, right? If you want to learn more about that, just enroll in a class or join our membership where we teach all these things. But it works beautifully. The next point related to this one is coupons. Coupons work beautifully. So I separated this because that's another one that people think like, I don't want to give this discount, or, I can't do this or whatever. Make sure that in your pricing, you can offer that coupon, because again, if you do it sparingly and if you do it thoughtfully, intentionally for certain things, right, it works beautifully. People love getting a coupon and coming and using it. Okay. It doesn't matter. Even if people are at different levels, they love getting a great deal, right? Whether you're spending a little or you're spending a lot, everybody wants to save money. Everybody wants to get a great deal. Okay, so coupons work beautifully, whether you send it in the mail, whether you get it via text, whether you send it in an email, whether you give it to a person at an event, it works beautifully. You can see the surge of sales with the coupons. Okay, the next one is management is everything. This one's another one that's a little bit controversial, but it's the truth. Okay. The way the management shows up, whether you are the manager, right, because you run the business and you have employees, or you have 3 people working for you, right, or you work at a store, or you have people, you have distribution channels that sell your merchandise and they have their management team, right, or you have hired a manager in your store. Whatever it looks like, or however it looks, it has to be great. It has to showcase the values of the brand. It has to have a great attitude. It has to be approachable. It has to be because you are the management is the one that teaches others how to behave, okay, how to treat people, how to show up, how to everything. You could have the best employee ever, right? That cares about the brand, that loves the brand, that, really wants to work. But if they feel like you don't care about them, you always have a bad attitude, you don't recognize their work, like all of these things, you're going to make that a bad employee, or that employee is going to leave. Okay. So management is everything. So if you are selling at different stores, you really have to be aligned with the management that that place has. If you have a manager, you have to make sure that that manager represents the values of what you stand for and what the brand stands for. Or if you are the one showing up, you have to show up in the best way. Okay, because you want people to come to you, to ask you questions, to feel comfortable, to feel like they're supported. Like all of that is really important, because that's what's going to make the difference on how these people, right, that are working for you are treating the customers, how they're making sales, how they're treating the brand, how they're representing the brand, right? Which leads into my next point, which is workers need to feel supported. If they're under constant stress because they don't have enough hours, or they don't feel recognized, or they feel like their company doesn't care about them, or whatever it may be, right? You think they're going to show up in the best way possible? You think they're going to care about the sales? It's not. Even if they're the greatest people in the world, they're not going to put in the effort all the way. You are not going to capitalize on that effort. You're wasting that person's potential and effort, and you're actually having a negative impact on them. They need to feel supported. The people who will work for you need to feel supported. They need to know that you care about them. If they are a good employee, if they're following the rules, if they like the brand, right, they need to feel supported. They need to feel supported by you. Okay. And they need to also love what they do. You need to hire people who love what they do, who love the brand, who love serving people, they need to have these characteristics, because that's going to be the livelihood of the business. So you have to make sure that the managers are good, but you have to make sure that the employees are good, that they love what they do, and that the managers are setting the tone, right? And the last thing is, just having an overview, like the mindset that you should have as a business owner, as a fashion entrepreneur, is that you are the one who's working for the customer and your employees. They're not working for you. You're not just standing there selling these pretty things and having people come and buy from you, or these people work for you and you just pay them the salary. No, you work for them. Okay. Again, you have to take the role of like, I am the hardest worker here because it's my business. I am the one that sets the tone with my attitude, with the way that I approach problems, with the way that I treat my customers, and the way that I treat my employees, right? You are the one that works for them. You are the one that represents the brand. You are the one who is responsible. You're the one hiring. You're the one teaching, right? A lot of companies are not having success because they feel they have the mentality that they're all that and everyone is just, coming to them. And it's not like that. You are creating this product or service because you want to enhance people's life in a particular way, where you want to make it more beautiful, easier, better, whatever it is, right? And these people are showing up to help you in this mission. And for you to, get them excited about the mission, you have to treat them with respect. You have to treat them the right way. You have to give them the tools, right? I remember one time watching a video where this lady was complaining to Gary Vee. She was telling him that she has been hiring and hiring and hiring, and people just keep leaving and keep leaving and keep leaving. And he answered like, well, if you're hiring all these people and they're all leaving, what's the common denominator here? You suck at this, right? Like, you are not good at this. You have to look at yourself and be like, you cannot expect these people to work as hard as you do. Why? It's not their business, right? You have everything in it. You have the vision, you have the money invested, you're the one making the money, you are the one that is making all the decisions. You can't expect someone, right, who is coming to help you with this do everything just like you when they're not you, when they're not the owner of the business, right? And again, you do have to have good workers and have people they like what they do and all of that, but you have to recognize your place in this whole thing, right? And if you're looking that things are not happening well with the employees and the customers, right? And it's a constant, look at yourself and see how you're doing things, how you're showing up, how you're teaching things, how you communicate with people, because you're the basis of everything, right? So I hope that this was helpful. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Remember that if you want support as you're building your fashion business, we have a membership where we focus on establishing your brand and getting it visible, getting it out there, and making consistent sales. So if you need help with that, I will leave a link below. We also have some free guides to help you organize your thoughts if you're putting together your fashion business and you want to get organized, right? So I'll leave links below to that as well. If you have any questions that you want me to answer in a different episode, I will also leave a link below for that. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Let me know what you think, and I will see you guys in our next video. Bye, guys.